and welcome to part 2 of the stool and crate makeover. In part 1's video, we milk painted the 2 stools that were originally brown in a Sweet Pickins milk paint color called Butter. There's 2 coats of that. It needed a 3rd coat and I didn't have any more of that color, so I had a little bit of a Miss Mustard Seed milk paint, and I believe it's Farmhouse white, and I put a 3rd coat on top of that. So it was a happy accident. I really love how the finish turned out. We got some really good crackle. And also these 2 pieces, I think I said in the first video, they were already roughly painted, and I really just, these are pieces for my home. So I just embraced the imperfections. I do that a lot with pieces you'll see in my videos. This had a lot of paint drips on it all over the place with the original gray paint, and there was some other paints beneath the gray paint. So I just left them and painted over, and then we're gonna decorate it all up with Ironworker design stamps. This is for my daughter's room, so I let her pick the design. She wanted her name and lots of flowers. So we're gonna do a lot of layering with flowers. And on the stools, we'll be using essential stencils. Every time I say that, I mess it up. And we're going to write "sit" on the top, because who doesn't love furniture that tells them how to use it? It makes life so much easier. Am I right? Probably not. We'll be using the DIY paint again because I love it. This one is letterpress gray, so we'll be using it for both the stools and the crates. So let's get started and drop things. Okay, for this part of the video, you're gonna be seeing mostly my shoulder. It's just the angle of the camera. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by semi-centering the letter I with the stencil. And I'm gonna use some painter's tape. So push that down. If you trust yourself, you don't need the tape, but I don't know that I do. So once we have that done, I'll lift the stencil and then kind of stagger the other 2 letters so that they fit. Now I prefer to stencil for smaller stencils with a makeup sponge. I find it works really great. I don't tend to do so well with the stencil brushes. So you just want a little bit, and you're gonna offload so there's really not much paint on there. That will help prevent bleed through. And then you're just gonna stipple. Just like that. Start with a little bit and then add some layers on. So just keep going. A little bit more paint. And soon enough, we'll have a letter I. Now for these stools, like I said, I painted them in milk paint. I also went ahead and put a top coat on there. Now for milk paint, I usually prefer to use a wax, but since these are stools and they're going to either be used to, put plants on, or people are gonna sit on them, you want something a little tougher. So I use Fusion Minerals Tough Coat. Geez, I'm having trouble talking today. That's all right, we'll get through it. So we're just about done. Also, by adding the top coat first, if you mess up your stencil, you're not going to mess up the whole paint project if you mess up the stencil. Okay, set that here. Make sure I don't paint on my hands. And we'll lift this up. And then I'm pretty much just going to go right over to here to the next one, so you don't have to clean our stencil. And that'll give this time to dry. Moving on over. Okay, this is semi-dry to the touch because it is such a light coat. So we can go ahead and do the S. Kind of staggered, like I said. Where's my painter's tape? I have lost it. Oh, it's under the letter T. So just a small amount. Just to help you keep the stencil from shifting. Nobody likes a shifty stencil. And then we have letter T. Just gonna Let me stand up and look at it from this angle, make sure it looks nice. I think that'll do. Or maybe I should bring it down just a hair. There we go. Take that one. And same as before, we'll just take it from here and shift it right on over there. Okay. So here we go again. A little bit. These stencils are really, really nice. Again, they're from Essential Stencil. I can never say it. Okay, the stencils are nice, but I can't get the name down. Essential Stencil. They're nice and thick. They come packaged. They have, you know, all sorts of seasonal stencils. This is the whole letter packet. So you can make lots of different signs. Welcome, home, basically anything you can spell. Alrighty, moving along. Stools are drying right now. They should be dry pretty soon, but I figured we'd go ahead and start on the crate. So I just have a piece of transparency paper from back in the old days when there were overhead projectors. I don't even know, do people still use those? Oh, there's hair. Get rid of the hair. So I'm just going to use this popsicle stick to put a teeny tiny bit of paint. Don't need a lot. Right on there. And close that up. And I already have the name mapped out on the plastic sheet topper that comes with the stamps. You've probably seen me, if you watch any of my other videos, you've seen me do this before. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna move this to the floor. Actually, I can do it here so you can see. So you just get a little bit of paint on there, roll it out so you have a nice even amount on your brayer. You don't want it too thick or else you'll have a big mess of a stamp. So we didn't want that. You can also use ink by Ironworker Designs and you'll get a crisper image. So we're just gonna roll that on. And the letter N kind of barely fits on this crate, but she really wanted her name, so never mess with a 5-year-old's wishes. Need a little bit more, I think. There you go. See how that does. And we're gonna put it kind of centered here. And again, it doesn't, the letter N doesn't exactly fit. Place it. And then just take your fingers and kind of walk them over your letters, just real gentle. Tap, 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 tap. And make noises. That always helps. Let's see here. Spray that around. Don't shift and lift. And there we have a Nina. I'll lift it up so you can see. There we go. And then we are going to use this big one with lots of flowers, and I'm just kind of gonna plop and plop, plop. Very kind of not in any sort of specific way. So the stamping is done on the crate and I like it. It's kind of a Victorian look to it. And I decided, just because I know my daughter's taste, I'm going to add some more white flowers in. And this time I'll be using chalk couture. So I'm using so many different products today, and that might intimidate you because you're thinking, I can't afford to get all this stuff. I don't know where to get this stuff. Number one, I'll put the link for these products down below, and the Iron Orchid Designs and Essential Stencils, so you'll know where to get them. You can also visit your local craft store. They have stencils there, all the materials you need. I just really have used these a lot and love them, so I recommend them. But use what you can find and just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be these exact products, although, like I said, I do recommend them. Okay, so first we're going to use this one. And I'm just going to use this one. I'll be using white chalk. Her room is pink and gray and white, so it'll all go together nicely. I'm not going to do a lot in here. And if you've seen me do these before, these are reusable stencils. They're really easy to use. So when you get them, they come on these backers. Just mark the back so you know which one is the back. Save the backer, so I'm gonna put that aside. This is a brand new stencil, so I'll have to fuzz it, which means I have a cloth here by my side. You might not be able to see it. And you just take it, and this is just an old dish towel. You use an old bath towel, whatever you have. And you're just gonna put the stencil down there, on there, and then pull it off, just to get some of the stickiness off so it doesn't pull the paint up off your piece, and to protect your stencil as well. So I'm just going to do that one more time. And when you pull in your stencil, you don't want to pull diagonally. That can stretch your stencil. You can lift by the corner but then pull horizontal. So I'm going to place this one right here, also because that part of the stamp didn't turn out great. So we'll just put that there. You have your little scraper. You just need a little bit, really a little bit, and smooth it over. Guys, there you have it. A few simple steps, and we just gave these pieces a little bit of a wow factor. They looked good after part one of the video, but I just like a little extra stuff on my pieces. So we added the stencils, and we did some stamping, some chalk couture, and I am really happy with the results. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button. I'd really love to have you join me for future videos, and thank you so much.